Good evening and welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. NOMEX Racing is back. We're getting towards that time of the season. We're at race 10 of 12 here at the Suzuka circuit. Everyone just lobbying up, getting ready. Should be a good one tonight. I will tell you about some things about the Suzuka circuit. There's 4 things that are going to come into play tonight in no particular order. Firstly is qualifying. It is massively important, the track position from qualifying here in Japan. Overtaking is at a premium tonight, or usually, so getting a good qualifying position is of the utmost importance. Secondly, will be your race strategy. Of course, that's important at every track, but especially here where, as I mentioned, overtaking is at a premium. So if you can get the undercut on a couple of drivers, you could be looking pretty good. Thirdly is the weather. It is Japan. It can rain. We could see a wet qualifying or even a wet race. We could see mixed conditions. That could be a factor. And finally, the fourth, and maybe even the most important thing, especially here in Japan, you can need a lot of luck. If you're going to win the race, you're going to have to be lucky at some point, whether it be with what the strategy, with qualifying, with the safety car, with the weather. Something is going to go your way. And those are the 4 keys for me for winning tonight here in Japan. 27 laps. It's quite a technical track. It's quite fast but technical at the same time. It's actually not one of my preferred tracks on the calendar, on any calendar to be fair. I don't particularly like I don't particularly like the Japanese Grand Prix racing in it. It's always good to commentate on, but from a personal point of view, as a driver as well, no, it's not for me. Only one DRS sector tonight, by the way. It's a short one as well, which, as I say, it makes overtaking very difficult. Very easy to run wide, either into the grass or into gravel, which makes things interesting. Let's while we wait for everybody to lobby up. There's Turbo Snail in the chat, my main man. Let's just have a quick look at the drivers' standings. And after last week, Gagli has gone into first position based off of race wins. He's on exactly the same points as Tim, both on 269. Paddy's in third on 257, with 3 races to go, by the way. King Panda 230, Ice One 225. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that anybody out of that top 5 could win the championship. Then we get down to Lewis in 6th, who on 208 points would need a helping hand, but will still be doing his best for the Ferraris, especially given the constructors, where Ferrari are in front thanks to last week on 517 points. Red Bull in second on 494. Sauber have dropped back on 414 points. They've had a tough few weeks. We're looking to make amends. Of course, with the constructors, there's a lot more points up for grabs every week. You've got the 25 for winning, 18 for second, plus the fast lap. So there is possibilities there. The Mercedes in 4th position, quite clear of McLaren in 5th. So it's between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, really. Here we go. We're going into the lobby. I see we have Connor back for another week. Hopefully, that's a better week than last week in the rain. relatively short lap, quite easy to get 3 runs in here, should you want to. Connor coming off the back of a disappointing race on Tuesday, I must say. Looking to put that. So even a couple of races he's had now where he's been off the boil. So we'll see what Japan can offer. As I mentioned, not one of my favourite circuits. At least not from a driver's perspective. So, looks pretty clear. It doesn't look too bad. A few clouds in the sky. That's always a good omen, I guess, when it's as clear as it is. Everyone just sorting the setups out. I think it's quite a high downforce setup track, if I remember correctly. And we've already got cars coming out. Josh has retired from the session in the Sauber, doing a little last to first challenge here. I think Connor's going to be the first out, so he's going to move over for Turbo in the Alpine. Just going to slightly adjust my volume levels. If Connor's going to try and grab a bit of a toe towards the end of the lap. Some good close racing between the Williams and the Alpine. Save that for the race, not just qualifying, but yeah. So Connor's retaken the position from Turbo, which means we're going to probably get on board with Connor when it comes to the first lap of the evening. There we go then. Josh has rejoined. He's going to feel really harshly done by because he's not in qualifying anymore. So DRS open for the short time. Not a huge straight this. Into the S's. Well, the hairpin first, easy for me to say. And Connor's invalidated, so we'll go straight to Turbo. Yeah, into the S's. Oh, and this is a big thing about Japan. If you take a little bit too much on those curbs, as you can see, very difficult to control. Managed to just about keep it going there, Turbo. Into sector 2 now. He's got the left-hand hairpin. Oh. Up the hill. As you can see, it is very fast but very technical. It's very easy to get wrong around here. Double left-hander, and then we've got another really fast section. Using all the track there, that's nice. I don't think this will be the fastest time just because of sector 1. Sector 1 was very, very difficult for Turbo, yeah, and it wasn't the cleanest sector. Managed to keep it going, did well to not send it off the track. There we go, after the chicane down the hill. That's a 129 there. Let's go to Dome Vista. One of the fan favourites here. And sector 2 here, just doing to sector 3 at the end of this straight. There you go, 1:14 at the minute, so not going to be the quickest time, I don't think. There you can see the just before the chicane is where Nicholas Latifi went for a little detour. As a 1:29 still is the fastest time from Turbo. I see a lot of 1:30s, 1:31s. Paddy's just lifted off there, and it's Taffy that's gone through. Taffy with a 1:30.7, good enough for fourth so far. Connor on another fast lap through the chicane. Still Turbo's time, and there's a 1:28.3 from Connor. So not bad at all. Immortal coming towards sector 3 on his outlap, so we can stay with Immortal. Well, actually, we're going to see what time Will's going to put in here. On the mediums, by the way, a 1:32, a 1:40 for Paddy, definitely pulled out there. Right, Immortal's just starting his lap, so there we go. Double right-hander into the S's. This is where it's going to be really, really difficult, as you can see, because it's his first fast lap. Not taking too many risks on the curbs, which I would probably advise, to be fair. That's not a bad strategy. So 33.9 in sector 1, I think that was. Going up to the left-hand hairpin. Looking to make it an all-Williams front row. We've got Reese putting a 1:28.8 there. Paddy putting a 1:29.3. Well, I think Immortal just slowed down a little bit too much there. Needs to blast through that ERS really. Get that on overtake mode. Still got loads left, and we're near the end of the lap. Nicely through the chicane. Again, not taking all of the track, just trying to get a banker lap in more than anything by the looks of it. It's going to be a 1:34.2, currently 12th position. Nice one with a 32.5 through sector 1. King Panda still in the pits, yet to make a move. So all happening here in qualifying. It's definitely a big night here. Not just because it's race 10 of 12, although it is, but because Gagley will not be taking part tonight by the looks of things. And I don't see Tim either, so Paddy's got a really good chance of taking the lead in this championship with just 2 races to go. That could be huge, really. And Ice One puts it in 6th with a 1:29.9, a decent little lap there. Very nice. Turbo on a fast lap. Oh, that just shows. Look, he just got a little bit wide, taking a little bit too much speed. Just on the curb there, and things can go horribly wrong. I'm going to see who's... no, they're all just on outlaps at the minute. We're just waiting for some... waiting to see who's closest. I think it might be Verpe, or Vert, shall we say? We'll call him Vert. Ice One is on an in-lap. Turbo isn't going to improve on his time because of the mistake there in sector 1, just at the end of the S's. But warming those tyres up doesn't need a lot of time to improve position here. Just three tenths or so. I could be up into as high as third. Let's see. Oh, got away with that. That looks very close to an invalidation, but perfect, really. Try not to use too much curb. Yeah, using the outside there rather than the curb on the inside. That's a purple sector one. That's a very, very smooth sector one, by the way. The Aston Martin driver looking quite comfortable here. I'll have to check this sector 2 split. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Sector 1 was really quick. Sector 2, we're about to find out. It's about 100 metres from where he is. He's 10th and a half up. It's going to be enough to get 4th position. Let's see what sector 3 holds. Very short sector. Just basically a flat out left hand of the chicane and then the start finish straight. And just lost a little bit of time in sector 3, but does improve up to 4th position. Back to Connor now, who's provisionally on pole position with just 6 minutes and 50 left in the session. It's put in a purple sector 1. I'm just going to clean my glasses, so I'm not going to be able to see anything. I think he's invalidated. I am really, really blind without my glasses. Legally blind. We'll get back. There we go. There's Reese. I think Reese did 2 outlaps there just to get the fuel off a little bit, which could be a big brain play, but also is quite risky because if you invalidate or mess up, as he has invalidated, it's like one more lap that you've gone round. It's less time. You've still got time to get back in and back out again. So Paddy's back out. 2.4 down, so it looks like he's going to be doing a couple of outlaps. So I think this looks like the strategy. You see a lot of invalidations. It is very, very easy to invalidate during qualifying, or if it's during the race to get a warning. And I think we'll see quite a few time penalties because of that. So it could be that could be a huge. It could be a huge factor in what happens in the race. Whoa! Taffy did well there to avoid whoever that was in the Red Bull. I think it was Ice One. Yeah, that was pretty dangerous. I have to say from Ice One there. That was a little bit naughty. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. He's not that sort of, he's not that sort of driver. He's not that sort of guy. But yeah, you just got to be careful there. I think Taffy was a little bit down on his time, but still, that's yeah, that could be something that the stewards look at after the race. No, but you wouldn't have done. You've not done that on purpose. I mean, as I say, if Taffy puts in a complaint, probably have to look at it. But just one of those things. He came flying round as well. He was going really fast. So, fishy flopper here. Pressure's on. King Panda. Look, the two Saubers at the back of the grid. He's on a fast lap at the minute. It's quite difficult to see. Will Witchell. I think everyone's just getting ready for the final run. Will has apparently put in a purple sector 2, which for those that don't know, anybody viewing for one of the first times, means that is the fastest that anybody has gone through that sector. And there we go, a 1:27.9 from Will Witchell. Over to you, Connor, now. Let's see. Very good time from Will. Right up near the top. That's going to be in any lead. So for him to put it in tonight, that's perfect. As I mentioned before, qualifying is massively important. Your track position here. Good sector 1 from Connor. Maybe lost a little bit of time on the right-hander there. Yeah, that last chicane, you can be 2-3 tenths up. Oh, and there's Connor invalidated. Wow, he's got time for another one if he's got the fuel to get round, but we'll have to see. Still not a bad time, Turbo, that. 1:28.4, currently third. I think you can be pretty pleased with that. You might get one or two going a bit faster, but that's still going to be up there, you know. It's a sub 1:29, and only 4 people have managed to do that so far. So yeah, decent qualifying. Yeah, it should be better, but you take what you get, and that's good track position, or at least should be good track position for the race, which is, as I mentioned before, is massively important. And Connor's gone as well, so Will looking pretty clear here. They're only sub 1:28 so far. Going to take a big lap to dethrone him. Burp's coming round in sector 3's coming up to the chicane. We'll see what sort of time this is going to be. Can he get it under 1:30? Yes, a 1:28.9. That's good enough for 5th so far. Very good lap. Bucco's done well there. He's putting at 1:29.8. He was under a lot of pressure, taking his time putting a lap in, but has done really well there. I'm just keeping my eye out for Reese and Paddy, who are still on out laps. They're the big ones here. I think Paddy, because you know he's third in the championship. The top 2 aren't racing tonight. 13 points is good enough, I believe, to take him to the top. But no, they've mistimed it, and neither Reese or Paddy will be getting a fast lap in. So a big mistake there. Could end up being a monumental error, as Will's just improved his time with a 1:27.5. That's a great lap, to be fair. He's just gone up there. Is that Burt? With a 1:28.9. Lewis with a 1:29.5. Oh, very, very wide from Bucco, but gets away with it. Don't think it's going to be good enough. No, it's down on his time, so that's going to be your qualifying, I think, unless Taffy's on a... No, Taffy's pulled out. Immortal just coming around for the final time. I don't think it's going to be enough to improve. Well, improved by 3 tenths, to be fair. Oh, Tim's in. Tim is in. Right at the end of qualifying. He's pushed that to the limit. not enough to get a time in. Going to start 16th, but any sort of points tonight just to keep. I mean, if he gets 1 point, he's going to be in first place in the championship, providing that Paddy doesn't get enough points to take the lead in the championship from 3rd position. So let's have a look at this this starting grid then. You can see big gaps here. So we've got Will and Connor on the front row, Turbo, Reese on the 2nd row, Verp and Paddy 3rd row, Lewis and Bucko 7th and 8th, 9th and 10th for Ice One and Flopper, Pandaman and Dome Vista taking 11th and 12th, Taffy and Ace 13th and 14th there, Immortal 15th, Timmy 16th, and the 2 Saubers 17th and 18th. Neither of them getting a time in. King Panda didn't attempt one, and Josh unfortunately got disconnected from qualifying, and then had to then he came back in, but he'd already retired from the session, so very unfortunate for Josh. Probably feels very hard done by. You don't want stick drift, well, not around any circuit really. That's, yeah, ooh. Oh, Tim had a quali ban. Okay, thanks for that, Ice One. That's nice to know. I didn't know he had a quali ban. He just got in on time. He's not actually starting from the back. The 2 Sabres are behind him. Technically, should he have came into qualifying and then retired from session early, so he would be actually at the back, not 16th. I'm just saying. I'm not, you know, I'm not a steward, but I'm just saying, if he's got a quali ban, then he should start right from the back. Maybe gets a 2-place penalty at the end of the race. Who knows? Hopefully not, but, you know, rules are rules. We'll have to see what happens. So everybody checking out the race strategy. What they're going to go on. Are they going to go medium, hard, medium? Is somebody going to risk the softs? Maybe try and get see if there's a safety car out early. So here we go with the parade lap, with the warm-up lap, whatever you want to call it. And we'll have a look at the tyres. So 17 people on mediums. The only person that isn't is Bucko, who's on the hard tyres. And as I mentioned before, very, very difficult to overtake unless the person in front of you makes a mistake. You know, just purely on speed, it's very difficult to overtake around here. And so I think the hard tyres, it's a very bold call going on an alternate strategy. We'll see how that plays out. We'll have to keep an eye out on Bucko then. Don't think we'll see a 2-stopper, to be honest. No, I don't see that. So there's some big gaps opening up in this formation lap. These at the front could do with slowing down a little bit, just to let everybody catch up. Oh, somebody running wide there. Oh, dearie me, that's the Alpine, that's Turbo. That'll be the stick drift coming into play. Well, his tyres are definitely going to be warm. I think they're going to be smoking hot. You do well not to have messed his tyres up a little bit there. Ace and Immortal back on the grid, disqualified from the formation lap. Means they're going to be a little bit further back. There's Turbo as well, going to be a little bit further back on the grid. Let's see if we can check. As you can see, look, quite far behind the pit box, and you look, let's see Connor in front. You see the yellow line, that's where you want to be on. And yeah, Turbo is not on that line, unfortunately. He's going to be a few meters back. So everybody just getting onto the grid. Here we go then. One light, two light, 3, 4, 5. Lights out and we're underway. And everybody's got off. Oh, somebody in a wall already. That's Immortal in the Williams. And that's not an ideal start. We've got a caution in what is technically sector 3. Still. And Turbo up into third. He was down to fourth for a minute there, but managed to bring it back. Connor and Will Witchell side by side almost. They went right through each other through that first corner. Good job they were ghosting. Tim is up to 14th already. Josh in the Sauber. Let's just go down to these guys at the back. Oh, whoa! Somebody there's that Taffy smashing one of the brake boards. Look at these at the back. It's absolutely crowded here at the back. You can see the Alpine there trying to make a move on the inside. That's Panda Man. Is he going to get through on Bucco? He's got through Taffy. He's not got past Bucco though. King Panda down to 17th in the Sauber. Connor up into first position, by the way. In the Williams. Great start. Loads of action already. And as you can see, King Panda and Ace have just dropped back there. They might have sustained some sort of damage. Connor trying to defend his line. He's got the Red Bull of Will, and he's got Turbo in the Alpine. They were side by side. Probably slowed each other down a little bit there. And there's the fastest lap of the race. Obviously, that's going to come down as the race goes on. And, yeah. Turbo needs to get a bit of a move on here. He doesn't want to get gapped here. For the little bit of DRS that there is on this track, you do need it. It's going to help you out. Already out of DRS. And these front two, Connor and Will. Let's ride on board with Will. We can see he's quite close here. He's just 4 tenths back. He's a very quick racer as well. But he's going to have to get a move on. Tim's getting held up here by Bucco a little bit. Oh, and there's a coming together there. Oh, a big lock up there from Will and a touch on Connor. I don't think it's really affected either of them there. I don't think either of them will have damage. You see Will trying to take as much speed into the corner. And again, a little touch on Connor. This is, he's just got to be careful here. He doesn't want to give himself damage. He doesn't want to sustain damage here. I mean, obviously, we don't want him ruining anybody else's race. He's just slightly off the track there. I think that was a clean defend from Connor, to be fair. But Will, he's very, very quick. I don't doubt that he'll get on the back of Connor again. As you can see, he's cutting that time down so quick. But the problem is getting past. There's not many good opportunities to overtake here. As you can see, Josh up to 11th, by the way. What a great start to the race he's had. 3 laps in now, or on the 3rd lap. Tim in 15th still. That's 25 seconds behind Bucco. So I would imagine that Tim's sustained damage here. Let's just have a quick look. He's not come in the pits. I didn't see him come in the pits earlier, but yeah, that's a 13-second slower lap that time round. So Will back up to 2 tenths behind. This is the main one. As I think Reese is having a look here. He is having a look on Turbo. Not managed to get close enough this time. And he's got to be careful, because if you look behind, there's the Aston Martin of Verp. Had he just dropped back to 6th. That's 3 seconds for Josh already. Had a great start as well, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But he does look quick. Not enough to get past. And see Verp. Oh, a little coming together there between Verp and Reese. As you can see, it's so difficult to overtake Will has gone through on Connor for first place while we're watching these battle for third. Reese has gone through. You know, Turbo is quick through the S's. We saw that on the first lap. And Verp's looking to make a move. Not enough space, as you can see. Very, very tight track. Not enough space to pass. That has also allowed Paddy to get within 5/10 now, half a second, of this chasing pack. Of course, always nice to see, always nice to have a look at this chasing pack for a bit. As you see, big lock up there from Turbo. Just because they don't always get the, should we say, the screen time of like the race leaders if they pull away. So it is nice to keep on with these. You see Connor now 2/10 back. Very close between these two. I think Connor, he's looking, he's having a look. That's quite well defended from Will. You just want to be careful of making too many moves. You're only allowed to make one defend. Oh, and look at that, wheel to wheel, literally. That's these two are being hyper aggressive. You see the chasing pack is caught up there because of that. And Turbo's looking to go through. Connor's gone through. We just missed it again. But Turbo has gone through on Verp. Will and Connor side by side. These two are going for it. They are not messing about. They're both absolutely 100% looking to be attacking and aggressive. Makes for great viewing. Will trying to take it down the inside. He's going to have the inside there. Just cutting Connor off nicely. That's a nice pass, to be fair. And this is, I think this is Ace about to get lapped. Only on lap 5, Ace has had a bit of a disastrous start here. No doubt sustaining a lot of damage in that opening lap. So down to, oh, no, that's Ace. That's Ace that's moved to one side there. I'm going to say somebody off. And you can see Paddy now very, very close to Verp. Is he going to be able to make a pass? I don't think there's room, that's the problem. There you go. It's barely 2 cars wide, this circuit. And with the DRS train makes it all the more difficult. Josh, I think did he come in the pits? I don't think he did. So just making sure there's going to be no... And Will is out! And we've got a safety car. Will is gone. What's happened there? We've missed that. Will is out of the race. We have a full safety car. I'll see if I can... I'll see if I can get... word from Will what happened there. That was just out of nowhere, really. There's Taffy with 3 seconds. I'll oh no, that's so unlucky. There's a technical issue for Will. That was a phenomenal race at the front there. A little bit over aggressive if you ask me, but yeah, halfway through the corner there, his wheels just turned itself off. That is, I can only sympathise with that. That's something out of his own hands, and that's not what you want. That's very, very unfortunate. I feel really bad for Will. That's not what he deserved, really, is it? So a technical issue. I think based on what we've seen then so far, obviously the safety car restart, the safety car's going to bunch everyone up. It says VSC, but it looks like there is actually a full safety car out. If you look on the track map on the right hand side, as people are pitting in here, they're going to try and go 20 laps on the hard tyre. It's going to be a That's a big call, that's a massive call. Reese has stayed out. So Bucco is on the old hard tyres. He's gone up to first position. No, Reese has actually come in. Yeah, so some people stay out. Both McLarens, I think, have stayed out. Interesting. Yeah, it is a full safety car. I don't know why it's saying VSC. If you look on the map, on the bottom right hand side, you see the orange arrow. That's the car that we're following. And you'll be able to see the yellow circle just in front. Well, that indicates that there's a full safety car, that yellow circle. And for some reason, yeah, saying VSC. Just gives us a minute or two to catch our breath. And we can look at the tyres. As you can see, Taffy stayed out. Ace has stayed out. Obviously, he might actually come in and put some hard tyres on, to be fair, Ace. Don't see, excuse me, I don't see the harm in it. King Panda has come in. Well, Will has left the session. He's made it back to the pits. He's not going to be happy about that. But yeah, Bucco, I understand staying out on the hard tyres. It's, you know, you're not going to send a medium tyre 20 laps. It's going to be difficult on the restart though. Plus, he's still yet to pit in. As I mentioned, that hard medium strategy was always a big risk. And then, yeah, Taffy staying out is, I won't say a strange one. It's definitely a controversial call. The McLaren's doing their own thing this race. Connor's come out in 6th. Is that a poor pit stop there, I believe. Not easy to overtake either. So, yeah. What a start to the race. As I say, just enough time to catch our breath. I think Connor actually might have changed his front wing. I think that might be the reason he dropped down. I think that he had to come in together with Will, with obviously his steering wheel malfunction, and had to change his wing. He has shown really good pace though, Connor. The only person that was quicker than him at any point was, up until now, has been Will. So I assume that he's still going to be confident about getting those positions back. Immortal has retired from the session in the pits. So we're down to 15 drivers now. This safety car, more than anybody, I think might help Tim. He was quite far behind, and now he's back in the bunch. Obviously, he's in 12th position. It's not ideal, but he does have an opportunity to make if he can make a couple of passes early. You never know. Looking, yeah, Paddy in 6th at the minute. So that's 8 points, is that? It's not enough to take him into first position, but it will close that championship right up between 3 drivers instead of the 2. So, yeah, he's looking all right. I think Paddy's main aim is, you know, his number 1 aim has got to be to close the gap on the 2 leaders. As I say, Gagley not racing tonight. Tim had a qualifying ban, so getting it to maybe less than 10 points with 2 races to go will be very good for him. We'll see if the safety car decides to come in this lap. Yes, it is. And finally on the telemetry, it's telling us that there is a safety car. And like, it's not as if we haven't been watching it for the past 2 laps. So the restart, as you can see, Bucco just backing everybody up here. Is he going to go early? He looks like he's not quite gone yet. He has now. Now the safety car is in. So we're back underway. Green flags, we're back racing. Ace has been done really dirty there because he's not been able to unlap himself. As you can see, Turbo round the outside, 2 Trailer Park Girls, and Reese goes through as well. Oh, Bucko just pushing it, get pushed a little bit wide there. Verp's looking, oh, into the wall! Into the wall goes Verp and Bucko there. 2 DNFs, I believe. Oh, they're still going. I think they're surely not. Yeah, I think there's, oh my word, how have they not DNF'd there? Connor's moved down to 7th position. Is that damage there for Connor? Not sure. Yep, that's front wing damage for Connor. This is, there's an old saying, and I don't know if he'll be watching tonight, but my old co-commentator, as Reese gets 3 seconds, my old co-commentator Louis used to say, safety cars make more safety cars, because everyone bunches up and on the restart everyone's hyper aggressive, and as you see there, just exactly what happened. We didn't get another safety car from it, fortunately, but yeah, more incidents, and people are going to have to come in and change wings here. This is changed the whole dynamic of this race. As I mentioned, luck would be a massive factor, and it seems to be. Turbo in 1st position now, though, with that controller drift as well. Connor has retired from the session in the pits, I believe, so yeah, wing damage twice there in the space of about 4 laps. I don't think that I think he was just an innocent victim there of the coming together between Bucko and Verp, which is very unfortunate. That'll be the 3rd race in a row that Connor has not had the best of times. Tim now up to 7th, by the way, has benefited massively from this restart. As we see Reese very close to Turbo, but with that 3-second penalty, he's actually running in 3rd position. There's a bit of a gap being opened up between everybody now. I think everyone's decided to back off a little bit, especially given what happened there during the well, just after the restart. It's very unfortunate. There was a huge run together. I'm almost shocked that neither Bucko or Verp DNF there. I was like, such a high speed into the wall, and they were bouncing all over the place. How they've not DNF'd, I will never know. Obviously, they're a long way behind now. It's probably, unless we get another safety car, it's probably taking them out of the race in terms of a win. As Turbo now pulling away, so let's get down to a main man Flopper here in the Haas, looking to chase down Lewis, 7/10 behind. This is the closest battle we've got on track right now. Actually, Tim has gone through now on Ice One, up into 6th. He's absolutely flying. And his new hard tyres, he's got to make 4.5 seconds up on Flopper, but he's looking like the fastest on track right now. Paddy in 3rd position, a beneficiary of the incident there a couple of laps ago. So looking all right for a podium so far, Paddy. That's great news for him. He's actually, if you take the 3-second time penalty of Reese into account, Paddy's looking good. He's in 2nd position. Gap down to 4.3 now between Tim and Fishy Flopper. Ice One just trying to stay within DRS range of Tim. I think the good thing, well, not good, there's nothing good about what happened between Bucko and Verp, at least not from a driver's perspective. But I think the thing that, although Bucko's he's lost time because he's probably had to change a wing there, that's his one scheduled pit stop. It's difficult, but if he can get those mediums just to last the rest of the race, at least he won't have to come in. Just having a look to see how quickly Tim can close this gap. He's got it under 4 seconds now. He's rapid at the start of sector 2. And Flopper can't quite get close enough. He's just kind of maintaining that gap here. 7-8 tenths behind. Lewis just doing enough. So 3.9 is the gap. I think Tim's just losing a little bit in sector 3. But he is making time up overall. So you can see Flopper here, he's going to make a little bit of time back from the DRS, but not a lot. As I mentioned before, the DRS straight, there's only one DRS zone on the track, and it's not very, it's not a very long one. So through the S as they go. See Dome Vista, let's get down to Dome Vista here, in 10th position. Just behind Taffy. Taffy has a 3-second penalty, so technically right now Dome Vista's running 9th, although he would like to see that on track rather than through a technicality. That's Ace running wide just behind it. Almost put it into a wall there. As Flopper's dropped back there to 1.5 from Lewis. Let's get on with Tim, and we're going to stick, well, unless something like drastic happens here, we're going to stick with Tim for a while, just to see how quickly he can close this gap. As you see, he is quite slow in sector 3, but you'll see 2.6, I imagine by the middle of sector 2 that will be down to, I'd say, around 2 seconds, based on the sort of pace he's been showing. Trying to recharge the battery a little bit, get a bit of ERS, maybe taking his time a little bit more this lap. Of course, he's got to make those hard tyres last the rest of the race, I would imagine. We're on lap 14 of 27. We are over halfway through. Here's where he's been making all that time. Look at that. He's really, really quick. Just through those two right-handers. Makes up about half a second. And, yeah, gap to 2.1. Yellow flags there in sector 1, but nothing drastic. So he has brought the gap down to 2.2, 2.1 seconds. Ace with a 3-second warning there for, well, a 3-second penalty, sorry, for multiple warnings. So he's lost about a tenth here, Tim. He'll lose another tenth-ish. So he loses about 2 tenths in sector 3, or the end of sector 2, the start of sector 3. But he makes more than that back over the course of the lap, so you imagine at some point he's going to get close to Flopper. I think it'll be in, I'd say 3 or 4 laps time. As there are no real close battles going on at the minute, we're going to stick with Tim, and we're going to see him hopefully close this gap. 2.3 is the difference. You can see now down to 2.1, 2 seconds, took 3 tenths out there, and then he'll go through this double right-hander, which he's got down to a fine art here. Look at that. Wow, down to 1.4. That is a phenomenal section of the track for him there. And overall, he's took 9 tenths out of the gap just through what, about half of the track, half of the circuit. So he could well be on the back of Flopper here sooner than I predicted. I thought it'd take him a bit longer, and Bucco getting 3 seconds for multiple warnings. That'll be track limits. Oh, he's got DRS now, and Flopper is probably looking in his rearview mirror. Up to 3rd position. Look at Paddy, he's coming out of nowhere here. He's looking to pass Reese. He's already in 2nd position because of the time penalty, but you want it on track. Reese really struggling through the S's. He's really dropped back it. He's got to be careful there, Paddy. Don't overdo it and get yourself damaged. Because Tim's coming at a rate of knots here as well. Through the double right-hander Tim. Let's have a look. We'll stick with him. We've stuck with him this far. Caution in sector 3. Not sure that might... Is that the Sauber maybe of Team Panda? Tim just dropped to 4/10 now. Let's see from Paddy's point of view here. Looking to get through on Reese. I think he's going to do it. Yeah, he's easily past there. Just slightly off the track there, just making sure he gives Reese enough room. That's nice. And that's 3 seconds for Turbo, which, I mean, that's going to give Paddy a huge boost. He's 5.5 seconds behind, but with that 3 seconds, he's only 2.5 behind. He's got a real chance now, Paddy. Got to keep it between the lines, though. Doesn't want a penalty himself. As Reese retakes a position. And Tim now through into 5th position. That's a huge pass there from Tim, because you would imagine if he gets the momentum and he can get close to Lewis, his teammate's going to let him through. It is a team sport at the end of the day, and we've got a full safety car. I didn't see that. That's come out there, and that's going to bunch everybody up again. And what that's going to do is it's going to make things very, very difficult for both Turbo and Reese with their 3-second penalties. That's going to put Tim right on the back of Lewis as well. It's a massive battle here between Tim and Paddy. As I mentioned, there's, I believe, so Gagli and Tim are on equal points, although Gagli is in 1st place due to race wins in the championship. Paddy's just 12 points behind the both of them. So, and after this race, there'll only be 2 races to go. So it's going to be important. I know we've got the final race at Silverstone. I'll just check. I don't want to get ahead of myself and say which. I think it's China next week, but I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. So, and also at Silverstone we've got a sprint race, so 8 extra points potentially. So we've got just checking the chat there. We've got everybody coming for fresh tyres, more or less. Ice One's gone on the softs. Now, if that's a fresh set of softs, and they can last. King Panda's also gone on the soft, so a couple of people here taking a bit of a strategical risk. Interesting. Tim's on the old mediums. By old, I mean 1 lap old, so it's not like he's running on dead tyres, but it will make a slight difference. As I mentioned, very, very unfortunate for Turbo and Reese. Although one could argue, you know, don't get 3 warnings and then you won't get a time penalty. I mean, that's very harsh to say, but some people might say that. And yeah, about 3 seconds, it's massive because everybody's bunched up now. All that hard work they've done, especially Turbo, even with the 3 seconds he was still in first position. All that hard work he's done to gap everyone, it's just gone. But that's safety cars for you. Ice One, has he had a bit of an incident? I know he's put in the pits again. Where's the tyres? Yeah, Ice One's gone on to mediums. I think he might have had a bit of a mix up in the pit stop there. Yeah, Turbo, absolutely flying. Bit unfortunate because even with the penalty, as I just mentioned, you had the guys gapped. You had a 2.5 second lead even with the penalty, and the safety car's just brought everybody back into it. So we'll see off the restart if you can get that gap up again. Not going to be easy. Not many laps to go either. We're on board with Tim at the minute, and that's 10 seconds for Pandaman Gaming. Having a collision with Tim there. It didn't seem like Tim took any damage or anything. I think that's a bit of an harsh one. We didn't see behind us, but it's not like Tim ended up in a wall or anything. I think it was the slightest touch. But what I will say, and it's something that I guess needs to be said. I don't think I've said it in this league particularly before. You have 10 car lengths. You don't have to be right up somebody's backside all the way around. You know, the rules are 10 car lengths for a reason, so you can avoid those sort of things. Not that I'm blaming Panda Man. I'm just saying these things do happen, and that's why that rule is in place. As you see here, Tim, he's just back a bit. You just back off a little bit. You don't need to get too close. I would guess that the safety car's going to come in this lap. Are we going to go another lap? I think so. Okay. The longer this safety car goes, the worse it is for Turbo and Reese. And Pandaman. 10 seconds. Another severe collision from Ace this time. Oh no, was it? Yeah, with colliding with Taffy apparently. I don't know what to say really. I do realise that, you know, you can have the slightest, tiniest... Oh, look at that! That's Reese! Reese is off! Oh my word! Reese is off in the safety car. He's warming his tyres up there. Through the S's, and he's had a little spin. He's down into 5th. That was a little bit awkward there. I don't see that very often. Slight lapse in concentration maybe there from Reese. Unlucky. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's just the slightest little touch and you're going to get that 10 seconds under a safety car. And that's why you've got a 10 car gap. You don't need to be that close. As you see here, like let's take Tim for example. He's in a good position. Look, he's trying to keep about 8/10 back. So, if Reese slams on, not to do him any damage or anything, but if Reese brakes hard, he's got enough time and space that that's not going to affect him. And that's exactly what you need to be doing under safety car. Anybody that watches this that's new or fairly new to online racing, don't be doing this. that's advanced, that. Yeah. But keep the gap until, as it says, the safety cars come in. All right, you can close the gap. But until it says the safety car is coming in, use that 10 car lengths to your advantage. So you're not going to outbrake yourself. You're not going to get front wing damage. You're not going to get 10 seconds for a severe collision. I think it's just simple, really. So there we go. The restart. Turbo. He's got to get very quickly here as Reese goes through on Flopper. Paddy's looking to make a move. He knows he's got this race in the bag if he just holds position here and keeps within 3 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see his strategy and how hard he decides to push. Lewis up to 3rd in the Ferraris, great for the constructors. And yeah, Reese trying to make a comeback, and he has. Oh, he's gone flying past Lewis there. Lewis really slow through the right-handers. Really struggling there. As you see, Tim's going to make a move down the inside through the chicane, through the hairpin. My apologies. Yeah, fantastic pass there from Tim. And now he's going to get on the back of Lewis. As I mentioned before, I assume that Lewis, if Tim is close enough, is going to let him through. Tim's fighting for the championship. Lewis is having a good season, but you know, Tim is fighting. He's literally there. He's joint first in the championship, and if Tim can get another place or two, that's going to benefit Lewis in terms of the constructors. So yeah, I imagine Lewis is going to move out of the way. DRS enabled from the next. It'll be the next time round. Yeah, Lewis lets Tim through. So Tim now is gonna. He's 1.7 back. We know how quick he is through sector 1 and 2, especially the double right-hander. So it'll be good to see. Is he going to be able to catch these front three? I think currently he's running second. As Lewis lost another place here. He's really struggling. I wonder if he had damage off the restart. .1 back. He didn't go as quickly through the double right-hander there. Lost a bit of time, if anything. Gets up to the front here. Paddy 4/10, 3.5 tenths now. Looking really quick. Turbo's unable to gap. Taffy gets a 3 second there. That'll be a 6 second total for Taffy. That's quite costly, as I mentioned. Because of the safety car, he's dropped out of the points. Now let's see. Is Paddy going to... And Ice Woman up into 10th now. Oh, Taffy dropped back into 13th. Maybe had a bit of a rough one there. Paddy staying pretty close, and here come the fast laps. Paddy making the move down the inside into first position using that DRS. He's trying to hold Turbo back as much as possible. Doesn't want to over... I mean, Tim's dropped back now. He's over 3 seconds behind. Behind Reese, actually. So he's got to get within 3 seconds of Reese to negate that penalty and end up on the podium. But Paddy right now looking really strong in first position. Feel a bit bad for Turbo, as I say, with the with the safety car. But on track, I think it's any one of these three. As you see, Reese is really in this race still. Probably would. I mean, a definite possibility that he would be in first position had he not made that mistake during the safety car and gone for a little detour. Tim got the gap down to 2.8, although he is slower in this section of the track. They're all lined up, and that's 3 seconds for Bucco. Bucco and Verp in 11th and 12th, well, 12th and 11th respectively, and unfortunately for them, that collision has cost them quite dearly. Verp has managed to get up into 10th though, as Turbo goes through, and Reese has gone through. Oh, and that's front wing. That has to be front wing damage for somebody. I saw a bit of carbon fibre going there. Who's it for though? That is the question. Let's try and see. So Reese looks okay. Keeps going on board with Turbo. That's what we don't want. It's Turbo. As you can see, the front right end plate's gone. So definite damage there. Not sure about Paddy. Paddy's wing looks okay. Looks intact. So Turbo, his look from that safety car goes from bad to worse. With that damage. Well, although that might negate his stick drift, and it might make him a bit quicker, bit better, make his car go straighter. Of course, that won't happen. I'm just joking. Yeah, so all to play for. Lap 24, coming up to lap 25 of 27. As you can see there, Tim in the background just lurking. I don't know, is he close enough to pick up a position? Turbo's gone through into first place, side by side with Reese. I don't know how Turbo's managing to do this. This is incredible. He's had the stick drift all race. He's got the 3-second penalty, and he's got damage, and he's still going. First on track. This is unreal racing. Cautions in sector 1. I think that's the Mercedes of Ace. It's not Paddy, of course. We're looking at Paddy at the minute. Tim's just closed the gap now, 1.9, so that's good enough to put him up to second. We'll keep him in the lead in the championship from Paddy. I think it'll be Tim, then Paddy, and then Gagley going into the final 2 races. Of course, all results are subject to appeals and instant reports and what the stewards think. You imagine that Turbo's going to be the one to miss out here. If Flopper's gone through on Lewis, we're going to stick with these front 3 though. The caution in sector 2. We don't want a safety car now. Don't start them games. I think it is a bit late, but you never know. As Paddy looks to send it, he's not quite, but he will have DRS. He just Pandaman Gaming has retired from the session. Not in the pits either, I don't think. No. So yeah. So Reese has gone through into first. Paddy's dropped down to third, although he has got the inside line going into the first of the S's. So yeah, managed to stay in second. And now Tim is just 1 second behind with 2 laps, well, less than 2 laps to go. Oh, Paddy's going to send it. Oh, he's so close. A little bit of contact there. Paddy down into third. Turbo's on the inside. Here they come. They got the double right-hander. Paddy in third position. Whoa, and that's Turbo running well wide there. Trying to keep Paddy at bay. This is not what Paddy needs, because now Tim is right on the back of this chasing. He's chasing these front 3, and it's going to make things extremely difficult now. Look at these, all 3 of them at the front, and now Tim is as close as anyone. He's really in it now. Who's going to win on track? Who's going to win off track? because of the penalties. I think that's a big factor as well. If you're on 2 warnings now, if you're Paddy or Tim, you're going to be a little bit careful. Paddy, what a pass there. Double overtake. Turbo's gone wide. Reese is in second position. Paddy is in first. We're going into the last lap of the race now. That's 3 seconds for Lewis. Paddy's just got to hold out through these corners. And he's got the win in the bag, but he's going to get overtaken here. Reese has gone through. Turbo's looking to go through. Tim's right on the back of them all. Got to be so careful. Reese has pulled out half a second. Ace is just cutting corners now. I just think he wants to get this race over and done with. Which I can't blame him. He's had some really awful looks from the start there. I think he got damage on lap 1. Whoa! That's Reese going so wide. Paddy's gone through. His first position. Oh no, and there's damage. Is that Tim taking damage? He's up to 3rd. What's going on here? I'm pretty sure front left end plate there. Paddy now over a second in front. Reese running wide. Paddy went through. What a finish. What a last lap. It looks like Paddy is going to get the race win. The scenes. Here he comes. We're going into sector 3. Caution in sector 1. That's one of the McLarens. But let's just focus on this. Round the left-hander. Into the chicane. And down the hill. Tim up into 3rd. Tim and Reese side by side. Paddy's going to come over the line and collect maximum points here. Yes, Paddy has won the race. Tim is up into 2nd because of Turbo's time limit. Turbo in 3rd. Flopper's managed to get 4th. Reese in 5th. Lewis 6th. What a finish to the race. That's King Panda 7th. Verp gets 8th. Donvitster 9th. Ice One's going to get 10th here. What a race. Paddy there pulled it out at the end. First position. What an absolute cracker of a race. What a finish. Yeah, you're telling me, Turbo. What? So many position changes. Such close, tight race in there at the end. I don't know how you managed to keep that on the podium, by the way. 3-second penalty. The unlucky safety car, with your gap. And you had no front right end plate on your car. How have you managed to get a podium there? I think you should be very pleased with that finish. Plus your stick drift. What a finish. Incredible. Let's, as these last ones come over the line, let's get on board with Paddy. Yeah, I don't imagine. I know what it's like to have stick drift. I've been in the middle of a race. So, your controller's fine, and then in the middle of a race, there you go. There's some stick drift for you. And that's it. Until you buy a new controller, that's it. You forever get stick drift. And, yeah, it's so tough. I don't think I'd even be able to compete with it. So for you to get a podium, with everything that's happened, that's incredible. Tim getting driver of the day, I don't think you can really argue that. No, you could. I could mention 5 or 6 names for driver of the day, and the games gave it to Tim, and that's fair. But there we go. First place for Paddy. What a race. Incredible stuff. There we go. And Reese there getting the fastest lap of the race and the extra point. Done Tim a little favour. So there's the final standings. Let's just get the standings of everybody and make sure. You can see time penalties did make a massive difference. Only 4 DNFs, not too bad. Especially at this track. And we go again next week, as I mentioned, from China. The second to last, the penultimate race of the season. Everything to play for. Momentum now, surely with Paddy, he's having a cracker of a late season here. Tim will be hoping, with no qualifying ban next week, he'll be hoping to start from further in front and be able to push on. Nothing, I don't think anything can be confirmed next week, just because of the sprint race at Silverstone. It'd take a lot for the championship to be over. And so, yeah, all to play for. Can't wait for China. If it's like 20% as good as that race, then it's going to be amazing. Japan is normally it's strategy and a bit of luck, and there's not many overtakes, but that's probably the most overtakes I've seen at Japan in one race ever. That was amazing, and all credit to all the drivers that finished. That was such an action-packed race. That's going to be amazing to watch back, yeah, one of the best races you're going to see anywhere. Action-packed, loads of incidents. I can't believe it. Yeah, just like to thank everyone that runs this league. They're doing a great job, and it's a pleasure to be here commentating. It absolutely is, especially with races like that. You can't, you can't script that. That was such an amazing, brilliant, phenomenal race. And yeah, back next Sunday, as I mentioned, from China, and we'll see how we get on the second last race of the season. Hope everyone has a great week, and hope everyone's enjoying their summer. And we'll see you same time next week.